Good morning. It's Heather Michet with Iris Healing Arts and Across the Fence Farm. Now this morning, morning is just the best time for me to be out in the garden. It's so fun. It's always a good time, but I love the coolness. I love all the birds waking up and greeting the day. So this video today is about these coal plants. So these are actually collards, and as you can see, they have bolted and are going to seed. These pods, these few plants are going to absolutely yield a bazillion of seeds for next year and years to come for me and many people. One of the dangers with the coal crops like broccoli, etc., are these buggers, which are white flies, and they start coming on, and boy, you want to pay attention and get these buggers off before they get a hold on, because they just start multiplying and multiplying and multiplying. Some people say, oh, I can spray it. My experience is just cut them out and put them in the compost covered up so that they can die. But look at all these seed pods. Whew, just amazing. Now there's still a couple that are flowering, these little yellow flowers here, but I'm gonna let these go. I had to tie them up, just a couple pieces of rebar on either side, and then tie them up because they were so heavy with the seed pods. They were just falling down into the sidewalk. There are a couple of volunteer kale plants here. There's one, and it looks like, yeah, that's not had much light just because these collards just were so amazing. Now these collards were ones that I put in late summer from seed that I had done some starts, and boy, they did really well over the winter, and it's the first big crop I've had of collards, and really nurtured it along. So I had great greens, and then once they start bolting and going to flower, which then goes to seed, most people just pull them up, but obviously I want to keep the seed. There's another little kale volunteer right there. However, I found that these young stalks that are still coming, even in this advanced stage of seed pod production, these are so tender and so tasty, and they just snap off, and you can tell that they're tender because they're bendable. And so I've been eating those in salads and stir fries, and they're just great. Even some of these young leaves that are coming on, might as well just go ahead and pick them and enjoy them. And then here's another one that's coming on, and another, but they're great. Like I say, use them in salads, use them in stir fries. Now something else I did this morning is there were two collard plants that were not really producing much seed, and I wanted to open up the bed a little bit to get a little bit more light back to the peas, these pea pods. And it's a little bit late having these guys come up, but this bit of shade from the collards is actually really good as we go into warm weather here. But what I did is I pulled up these two collard plants. They don't have much in the way of seed pods on them, and there's some, but I have plenty. So pulled these up, and they are going to go to my fabulous neighbor bunnies. They will love these greens, and it's a very sweet circular system because, as I've talked about before, I love the fact that my neighbor has bunnies because I take all of the rabbit hutch clean out which is the pee, the urine, some Timothy hay, and sawdust pellets. And I've studied up on rabbit compost these last several months, and I love this stuff because it composts really, really quickly, and it also is something that around established plants you can just go ahead and amend soil, like top dress. I used it for some winter mulch over beds, so as it rains the nutrients are getting pushed down into the soil, which is great. Here's a little bit more here, and I'm like a little closed loop. So these old collard plants, they will provide some green nourishment for the rabbits, and then I'll get them back. So there's the little tour of the front yard garden at Across the Fence Farm. Lavender's starting to bloom. The daylilies are up, and a bit of columbine that the hummingbirds this year have just been going crazy for. And I just want to show you this magic carpet spirea. I love these plants. They're really great. They don't get ginormously huge. They have all these beautiful flower clusters, and they, in some parts, have, I'm trying to find one here. Ah, yes, here's one. They have these beautiful bifurcated leaves, in that they'll have half of the leaf is a dark green. Here we go. Some in the shade that'll be easier to see. Look at that variegated leaf action. So pretty. The bees like them a lot. And there's a nice little collection in there. And then up here we've got blue crop blueberry right there. It's going to yield some nice berries this year. Didn't do much last year at all in the way of berries, and I thought, maybe not getting enough sun, but this year's looking pretty happy. Have a great day. Enjoy your garden, and please comment, leave any questions, and if this has been helpful, enjoyable to you, please subscribe to my channel so that more people can get access to this information and the beauty. From the front yard garden at Across the Fence Farm, it's Heather Michet.